guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we're chatting drugstore cream blushes. I've got a great selection of shades, finishes, stick to cream to putty formulas that are all really great. They're going to be a more affordable and more available than some of the more high-end options, but still really high quality, and I love all of them for different reasons. So I will have all of these products listed in the description box if you want to check out more of them, along with times that I've used them. If you want to see them in action, times I've used them will be linked below. Otherwise, be sure to subscribe if you enjoy this style of video, but let's go ahead and get started. And let me firstly say, I just did a quick Google. I Googled drugstore cream blushes just to see if I was missing anything that I had in my collection. And the amount of nostalgia that I feel looking at some of these products, like cream blushes were a big thing when I started watching YouTube, probably 2011, 2012. The e.l.f. HD blushes, do you remember those? L'Oreal Lift had blushes, Maybelline Master Glaze, like these may not be coming to mind. It's unlocking memories. The Revlon Photo Ready cream blushes, I remember finding those on sale. Maybelline Dream Bouncy. I was just like, whoa, there were so many good ones, but now we've had a resurgence of them. The first that I want to mention were some of the first that I feel like really caught people's eye more recently, and they were always compared to the Glossier cream blushes. So I really like these. I picked them up when I was in the US, but you can buy them from well.ca if you're in Canada, from Flower Beauty, and these are the Blush Bombs. Now I have two shades. You may notice a bit of a theme when it comes to my blush shade selection, but I'm really trying to deviate. So I've got two different shades here, and if you'd like a video on other high-end options, I've got so many, so I'd love to do that too. But I figured we would start with drugstore first. These are a really nice formula, and the great thing with cream blushes is they're actually not as hard to use as it's made out to be on Instagram. And like I said, I'll have videos linked down below if you're a little intimidated by them, but they can have a really gorgeous look, really versatile. So the more melon shade that I have is Melon, and then the other one is Bitten. They're both really gorgeous. These are full color, okay? So don't be scared that that's what it's gonna look like on your face. Let me just, you can hear my cat eating. She eats so loud. These are them a little bit more diffused, but again, even further, using a sponge, mixing a little foundation in. You can also use liquid lipsticks as blushes, but we'll talk about that another day. But really beautiful shades, and these don't have any shimmer in them. They're not chunky. They do end up having a little bit of sheen on the skin, but they do dry down as well. Up next, I have three cream blushes from ColourPop, and they're not like available at the drugstore, but they're kind of drugstore prices. These are $9. I picked these up in a haul a little while ago, and these have a really great texture. So let me show you the shades I have here. Mic Drop is kind of this beautiful coral. Then I tried to go out of my comfort zone with something a little more cool toned into flamenco, and then this is a really beautiful neutral in the shade Roosevelt. All of these have a more matte finish. They're gonna be a little bit thicker on the skin. Generally, you can either use like a small stipple brush and put it on the product and stipple it onto your face. You can do that with a sponge, but I just draw them onto my skin, blend them out with a brush or a stipple brush. These have really good lasting power. If you have an oilier skin type and you don't like the feeling of more liquid blushes, these are a really good option, and they come in a lot of really great shades too. Let's talk about what's on my lips, because I feel like a lot of these can be used interchangeably, and I don't know if they recommended this, but I did it. And I really didn't think I was going to like them, so I definitely wanted to point them out. These are the e.l.f. Putty blushes. The whole e.l.f. Collection of putty products intimidated me a little bit. I really didn't think I was going to like it, but I ended up liking them, and I ended up liking the products with the putty brushes too. It's not necessary, but the putty brushes are nice. So I picked up two shades, and I'm definitely really pumped to recommend these because I think that these are fabulous for deeper skin tones. Generally, I feel like cream blushes will have more options than powder blushes when it comes to deeper skin. We're more likely to get like a deep berry in there for whatever reason. I guess it's because it can act like a stain, and we don't see it a lot in powder because brands are not marketing themselves to deeper skin tones. So I was happy to see this. I have two different shades here. The one that I have on my lips is in the shade Caribbean. And these, I think, again, if you have an oilier skin type, if you're looking for something more matte, these have a nice lasting power as well. But the shades is what really gets me on these. And they're like basically like putty, sure, but also don't be intimidated by that descriptor, because putty to me sounds almost like it's going to be difficult to work with, but they're not. So the more bright shade is Caribbean, and then the kind of other shade here is Bali. And I think this Caribbean shade would be so nice on deeper skin. And depending on your skin tone, you can use this as almost like a bronzer, blush bronzer. Really, really nice thin formula, super, super buildable, and almost acts like a stain on the skin. I feel like this one could easily be used over powder as well, with that putty brush kind of stippling it into the skin, and it wouldn't disrupt it. And I think these are about $6 each, and there's a few more shades in there too if you're looking for something a little lighter. Last year, if you remember, Quo Beauty relaunched their brand that's available. It's like the house brand of Shoppers Drug Mart here in Canada, and I was so impressed with these. These are the Featherweight Cream Blushes, and they are so delightful. And I love these two shades specifically. A lot of the time when I do these videos, I'll just talk like in general, but today I wanted to point out the shades that I'm loving, just to give you a little bit of insight. And all of these kind of cream products, like unless you're using it every day, and if you do and use it up, that's incredible, but like these will last a long time. And these two shades I just think are so nice. So I have the shade Heavenly, which is this one here, this kind of corally, and then what is this called? Nude, I think? Pure, sorry. Pure. It has a little bit more brown and nudeness to it. It's not exactly the best for my skin tone, but if you have a little bit of a lighter skin tone than me, I think this would be like such a good neutral sort of shade. These are really, really versatile, easy to use, they're long lasting, and again, no shimmer or anything in here. I don't think anything that I'm mentioning today has any shimmer because it's really not my jam, but these are so good. Quo Beauty, I feel like for years was overlooked, and ever since they revamped, I've been so impressed with everything they put out. Their foundation is amazing. I think my top products from Quo Beauty would be their foundation, and these cream blushes will probably come in at #1. So if you've overlooked them in the past, stop doing that, and keep an eye out, because they always have opportunities to get like extra PC bonus optimum points and stuff because it's their brand. So make sure you get those points when you're checking it out. So Burts Bees has two different options that I wanted to mention. The first was kind of their when they first launched some of their like core makeup collection. There's a bunch of great shades in this line. I held on to a lot of them, but I've since decluttered some because I just had too much makeup. But this is the Blush Bay shade All Aglow blush and lip and cheek stick. And this is really nice if you love more natural makeup, whether it's natural ingredients or natural finish. This has kind of like a core in it of, I can't remember what, but it's on like the oilier side. So it's definitely, if you have a super oily skin type, you may not love this. But if you have a more normal to dry skin type and you're into like the Glossier natural type of brands, this gives a really beautiful look. And this is the more pink shade, but they have peaches, they've got a deeper berry in there. But if you do have a more oily skin type and you're looking for a blush from them, they launched this year the cream blushes, and these are much more, what would I call this? Like, they're kind of a thicker, more moussey, like they're more in line with the e.l.f. putty, in my opinion. And this one is in the shade Strawberry Cream. So this definitely has a more dry texture, but it's still creamy, but it's a drier texture that I think is going to perform better on oilier skin types. That being said, it does have a little moussiness to it, which I'm not like the hugest fan of. So I kind of reach between the two of them. It depends on the look I'm going for, but they do have two really good options, and these shades almost look kind of similar from them, I'm realizing, but tons of shades in the stick format. This one I think comes with a few less shades. There may only be 3 in here, but something to check out. Pixi launched these this year, I think, or it's my first discovery of them, and I really love this. I know I've been talking about it a lot. This is the Pixi On The Glow Blush in Tinted Moisture Stick. Every now and then I have this like out of body experience where I'm filming. I don't know if you saw the look on my face where I'm like, I'm literally sitting by myself in my apartment talking to you about makeup, and it's just like, I don't know, it's a little bit weird. I don't know if you can understand that, but every now and then I'm like, what am I doing? This is in the shade Juicy. So pretty. The shade and the finish, it's sheer. They say it's like a tinted moisture stick, and you literally can draw it on, pat it on, and it's so pretty. It has the sheerness to it, so you can't overdo it. There's a shade that's more fuchsia and there's a shade that's more light pink, depending on if you have lighter or deeper skin tones. But this shade, to me, Juicy, is so perfect and really nice. It definitely has a more like slippery feel to it, but I don't find it to move around. A lot of these blushes, I've had the question before of like, why do you do cream blush and powder? It depends. It depends on the product, depends on the look, it depends on my mood. Some of the things I do are for fun. Some of the things I do are for making my makeup last longer. Sometimes it's interchangeable. I just love makeup and beauty. So you can use a cream blush on its own. You can powder a cream blush. Some cream blushes you can put over powder and not use a powder blush. You have the freedom to do as you want, and it kind of is going to depend on your routine and what you're looking for. But I do find this to be versatile, and it doesn't like swipe off my whole face of makeup, but also don't apply too much pressure. Milani has come out with some cream blushes, and this is in the same kind of format as the Glossier style of blush is what we'll call it. This is in Cheeky Coral, but what I like about this in comparison to the other blushes that I've called Coral is this definitely to me leans more peach. I don't have a lot of it there on my cheek. It's a like borderline too light for my skin tone, and they have a couple of other shades in there, but this is a really bright peachy shade, and I think it's just so pretty. They also have cream blushes in a little in a pan, which I have here, but I haven't tried it. And I also have this cream blush from Hard Candy, which I haven't gotten around to trying. So I didn't want to include them before I knew more about them, but this one I have been trying and really liking. The shade is so pretty. And I also noticed that I have a bunch of cream blushes. Drugstore brands for a second were coming out with cream blushes, but limited edition. CoverGirl did one that I thought was really nice, but it's discontinued. The Rimmel Jelly blushes. These were really nice, but I don't think they're available. But I'm going to point them out just in case you see them around because they're great. One that I was really sad is gone, but they've now launched 2 different cream blush options. Is from the NYX Bear With Me collection. These tints are so nice. They're almost like similar to the Pixi in that they're this clear or like translucent sheer with tint gelée that has a really beautiful finish that's really, really easy to use. So if you see those around, they're great. And same with this. I want Maybelline to bring these out like moving forward. I feel like they should if they're not already. These are the Cheek Heat, and again, a sheer gel is what they say on here. Sheer gel cream blush, and a gel cream is going to act like that. If you are familiar with like a Neutrogena gel cream or any of the other brands that come out with gel cream moisturizers, it's where it has this hybrid jelly cream texture. So you're getting the creaminess on the skin, but you're getting more of a sheerness. It makes it easier to apply. It's not going to look so intense on the cheeks. So those are a bunch that I'm like, I really, really like those, and they were in my collection, and I wanted to talk to you about them, but I'm not going to go into depth as like some of them haven't been available for a year. So it's just in case you come across it in a clearance section or something. Those are some really good options too, because I love a beauty clearance. So those are all of my favorites. Be sure to let me know if you would like this for the high-end version and what your favorite cream blushes are, and if you even use cream blushes. They can be a little bit intimidating, but I swear, so beautiful. Once you start, it's hard to stop, like everything when it comes to makeup. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!